I will now call to order the Tuesday, February 21st, 2012 meeting of the Sioux Falls City Council. We'll begin tonight's meeting with a roll call of those councilors in attendance.
Council members Karski?
Here.
Rolfing?
Here.
Aguilar?
Here.
Anderson?
Here.
Brown?
Here.
Entman? Erpenbach?
Here.
Jameson?
Here.
We are fortunate tonight to have Pastor Al Parrott Sr. from Volunteers of America Dakotas to lead us in our invocation. Would you all please stand and then stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Let us all bow our heads in prayer. Almighty God, who has made of one blood all nations to dwell on the face of the earth, deepen among us the spirit of understanding and goodwill. Take from the hearts of people and rulers all partial aims, unhallowed ambitions, jealousies, covetousness, and fears. Confirm the bonds of mutual trust and subdue the rivalries of race and power in the United States of America and our good city of Sioux Falls. Unite us in the things that make for peace, in the exchanges of merchandise and the pursuit of knowledge. For we pray for the spread of liberty and good government from our city council's decisions, and that these be based on godly wisdom. Be with the council tonight. Safe travel for the mayor as he comes back, and Sue as she steps in the gap in his place. And so, let the blessing of God be upon us tonight, his truth direct us, and his love sustain us, and may he preserve our going out and our coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. And all of God's people in agreement said, Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilor Aguilar, for the privilege of reading the proclamation this evening. Is Paula Vermeer here? Paula Vermeer? I'm going to read this proclamation anyway. This is on behalf of Mayor Huther. It is proclaiming Multiple System Atrophy Week in Sioux Falls. Again, from Mayor Huther. Whereas multiple system atrophy, originally known as Shy-Drager syndrome, is a rare illness that always is responsible for the demise of the person. Whereas multiple system atrophy has no known cause or cure and is a result of loss of cells in a portion of the brain known as the substantia nigra. This part of the brain can be thought of as the switchboard that directs signals from the brain to various muscles, nerves, glands, and other operating systems of the body. Whereas education and an appreciation for the contributions of the professional, medical, and scientific community and the loved one's caregivers that help make this illness bearable for the people of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Whereas multiple system atrophy affects people of all races and backgrounds in the United States and around the world and has become an international illness that bridges differences and brings people together to seek a cure. Now, therefore, I, Mike T. Huther, Mayor of the City of Sioux Falls, do hereby proclaim the month of March as Multiple System Atrophy Awareness Month in Sioux Falls. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Erpenbach. I'd also like to recognize this evening and ask them to stand the ESL class from the Multicultural Center. They are here with us this evening with their instructors. Please stand and be recognized. We will now go on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Brown. Second, Anderson.
Councilor Brown moves and Councilor Anderson seconds. Are there any further motions or changes?
Madam Chair.
Yes. Councilor Erpenbach.
I would like to make a motion to amend the consent agenda by moving item 12 to the regular agenda before item 28.
Second, Karski.
We have a motion by Counselor Erpenbach and a second by Counselor Karski to amend the agenda. All those in favor of the amended motion will vote yes, and those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
That is approved, 7-0. All right, all those in favor of approving the consent agenda as amended will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
That, too, is approved 7-0. We'll now go on to the regular agenda items, and is there a motion to approve the regular agenda?
Move to approve, Jameson.
Second, Anderson.
We have a motion by Counselor Jamison to approve the agenda with a second by Counselor Anderson.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Counselor
I
Erpenbach.
need to make a motion to amend the regular agenda by withdrawing item 43 from the regular agenda.
Second, Brown.
We have a motion to amend by Counselor Erpenbach, a second by Counselor Brown to amend. All those in favor of the motion will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
That motion passes 7-0. We'll now go on. All those in favor of approving the regular agenda as amended will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Again, that motion passes 7-0. It is now the time in our meeting where we will take public input. This is a time set aside for anyone wishing to address the council for 5 minutes. We ask that it be a topic that is not on tonight's agenda. Would you please come forward to the podium and state your name? Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Cheryl Rath. Thank you for allowing me to give public input at the beginning of the meeting. Next week, federal and state officials will be in Sioux Falls and Brandon to take public input as part of the environmental assessment process regarding the railroad relocation project. The removal of the downtown switchyard would have far-reaching consequences. All 3 pieces of this project face significant local opposition. The removal of the downtown switchyard to an area north of Rice Street was originally planned for the west side of Timberline Road. Because of multiple issues, including a history of flooding, it was moved to the east side of Timberline. At this point, the city of Brandon entered the picture because of their opposition to the proximity of the new switchyard to Brandon properties. The other 2 points of contention in the railroad relocation project are the possibility of a second bridge over the falls or a rail siding in southeastern Sioux Falls. One of these 2 options must be chosen in order to reconfigure the rail lines. Sioux Falls taxpayers have invested millions of dollars in the rehabilitation of Falls Park, which makes the possibility of a second bridge over the falls unacceptable. A rail siding, whether it is south of 57th Street or 69th, will have a negative impact on property values all along the line as the increased train traffic moves back and forth between downtown and southern Sioux Falls. Of equal importance are the safety and traffic concerns that will be created on major streets throughout the eastern corridor of our community. Cliff Avenue and 14th Street, River Road and Southeastern, 26th and Southeastern, 49th and Southeastern. This will only be exacerbated as the city grows to the east and to the southeast. Let's be clear about this. The major objective of this project is not to protect the safety of Sioux Falls citizens. It is to free up 16 acres of downtown land for commercial and residential development. At the Council's July 5th, 2011 informational meeting, the project director, Mark Cotter, confirmed that it is the city of Sioux Falls that is driving this project, not Burlington Northern. In addition, the project will require millions of local tax dollars to supplement the federal earmark. At this time, that dollar amount is unknown. Sioux Falls and Brandon citizens, if you oppose any piece of this project, now is the time to speak out. Federal and state officials want to hear from you next Monday in Sioux Falls and Tuesday in Brandon. Your input will be an official part of the environmental assessment. There is a way to stop this project, and that is what is occurring now: public opposition. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rath. Is there anyone else that would like to come forward with public input? If not, we'll go on to item 12.
A communication was received from Children's Care Hospital and School stating their intent to sell raffle tickets from March 1, 2012 to March 30th, 2012 for one of the following prizes: a $5,000 shopping spree at South Dakota Furniture Mart, a $3,000 vacation stay at Naples, Florida, or a $1,000 Gunderson's gift certificate. Tickets will be sold for $25 each. Proceeds will benefit the Children's Care Hospital and School.
Is there a motion to approve item 12?
Second, Anderson.
A motion was made to approve by Councilor Karski, seconded by Councilor Anderson. Is there any other motions or changes to the item?
Madam Chair,
Councilor Erpenbach.
need to make a motion to amend the prizes listed to read a $3,000 Black Hills vacation stay in Lead, South Dakota, or a $1,500 Gunderson's gift certificate.
Second, Brown.
A motion to amend was made by Councilor Erpenbach, seconded by Councilor Brown. All those in favor of the motion will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no.
Council members Karski,
Yes.
Ralphing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
We'll now vote on the amended motion. Again, all those in favor will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no.
Council members Karski,
Yes.
Ralphing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
That motion passed 7-0. If there are no objections, we'll do items 28 through 36 will be read all at one time.
28, new 2012 retail liquor license for Icon Entertainment LLC, Icon Lounge and Event Hall to be operated at 402 North Main Avenue, including Sunday sales with the conditional use permit 2011-1103 to being approved on 12/7/11, pending final inspections per fire, health, and building services. 29, New 2012 retail wine license for the Define LLC, Define Private Fitness Club, to be operated at 421 West 69th Street with a special use permit, 2011-1204, being approved on 1/4/12 with the following stipulations: restricting the serving and consumption only during the staffing hours of 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, and that no one under the age of 21 is allowed on the premises when alcohol is served or consumed. 30, new 2011-2012 retail malt beverage license for Define LLC, Define Private Fitness Club, to be operated at 421 West 69th Street with the special use permit 2011-1204 being approved on 1/4/12 with the following stipulations: restricting the serving and consumption only during the staffing hours of 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, and that no one under the age of 21 is allowed on the premises when alcohol is served or consumed. 31, new 2012 packaged liquor license for Runco Inc., the gas stop, to be operated at 1200 East 10th Street. 32, special one-day wine license request for Senior Citizen Services, Inc., to be held at Active Generations, 2300 West 46th Street, for the Festival of Tables on March 22nd, 2012, and the Cocktails and Canvas Art Class on March 27, 2012. 33, special one-day wine license for the Good Shepherd Ministry Center, Inc., to be held at Avira Prairie Center, 1000 East 23rd Street, for a fundraiser on May 1st, 2012. 34, special one-day wine license request for Downtown Sioux Falls, Inc. for the First Friday Art Walk, to be held on March 2nd, 2012 at the following locations: Great Outdoor Store, 201 East 10th Street, Lillian Shop, 311 South Phillips Avenue, Suite 101, Young and Richards, 236 South Main Avenue, 8th and Railroad Center Lobby, 401 East 8th Street, Bead Company, 319 South Phillips Avenue, Sandrose, 209 South Phillips Avenue, Sticks and Steel, 401 East 8th Street, Suite 118, Rayfield's Art and Framing, 210 South Phillips Avenue, Suzanne's on Phillips, 216 South Phillips Avenue, Rug and Relic, 401 East 8th Street, Suites 112 and 114, and Artesian House, 229 South Phillips Avenue. 35, special one-day malt beverage and special one-day wine license request for Downtown Sioux Falls, Inc. for the Downtown Block Party on the East Bank at 8th and Road Parking Lot, 401 East 8th Street, on June 1, July 6, and August 3rd, 2012. 36, special one-day malt beverage license for Siouxland Heritage Museums to be operated at the Old Courthouse Museum, 200 West 6th Street, on March 17, 2012 for the St. Patrick's Day Family Dance.
Welcome, Lori.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Lori Hugstead with the City Attorney's Office, here for items 28 through 36. I do have a representative here for item 28 for the Icon Lounge, if you have questions on that. And I did want to mention on items 29 and 30, we also have a representative here, and I did put the hours for the special use permit and the conditions just so that you could see what those were, since this is a little bit different than what we normally approve. 31 is just changing a license for the gas stop from a package malt beverage to packaged liquor, and then 32 through 36 are for special events that will be held in Sioux Falls. And I can certainly answer questions on any of these or call any of the applicants forward.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Councilor Brown.
Lori, I would like to hear more, because it is a new concept, for items number 29 and 30, the private fitness club, looking for the retail wine license and malt beverage license.
Sure, and that would be Mark Bartels. Mark, if you could come up. In the meantime, while he's coming up, I had just thought of this, that years ago we had beer and wine licensing at what was known as Wood Lake Fitness Club. And now I believe it's Sioux Empire Fitness. And I can't remember exactly what years they were licensed, but it's been quite a while ago. So just to give you that piece of information.
Thanks, Lori.
Yep. All right.
Hello.
Hi there.
Welcome.
Just wondering if you could explain the concept a little bit. It seems a little unusual to have a fitness center with serving alcohol, so I'm curious about the concept, if you could explain it.
Actually, what we did was we have been in the industry for quite some time, so we just thought of everything bringing it to another level, basically, with the fitness, upscale fitness club. We put the sauna, the steam room, the tanning classes, and made it more of a place to go and work out and not necessarily just rush out of there. So, you know, that's such a small part of our business. We just kind of added it just as a perk for the members, you know, if they wanted to have a beer before they went home.
Gentlemen,
Do I
would you
have to
like-
work out first before?
That's what people earn it. You have to earn it.
If I've earned it, I'd get to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any other questions for the gentleman?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, sir.
Oh, would you please identify yourselves?
I'm Dave Burke.
I'm Mark Bartles. We're partners.
Yeah.
Counselor Rolfing?
How exactly are you going to separate this? Is this going to be a separate room, that kind of thing?
It's a separate area. The lounge is off to the side, and the workout club is around it.
By off to the side, what do you mean? Is it,
It's separated. It's hard to explain.
is it going to be separated by a door so that people that are underage need to be carded before they go into it? Or can they walk freely into it?
Right now, they could walk freely into it.
How are you going to card and keep that people from walking in there?
We went through our management plan, and basically, the majority of our members are 21 of age, and we were going to go through it with our staff and everybody to make sure that at any time when somebody was underage that there was no alcohol going to be served.
Explain what you mean by that. At any time someone was underage,
We originally wrote it up as in that area, in our lounge area. I noticed on here that, I don't know if we'll just follow the rules whichever way. If nothing can be served when a minor is in the building, we'll do that. I guess.
okay, how are you going to, tell me how you're going to prove that no one under 21 is in the building?
Yeah. We will have all their information as far as all members. Nobody has joined as of yet that is under 21, and we will have their membership information, and I guess we will know who is under 21 if they're an actual member.
So no one has joined that is under 21 at this point?
No.
This bothers me a little bit, because if somebody does join under 21 and they happen to walk in, you're going to have to make a choice. Do I continue with the people that are having wine and beer in an area that's right over there and ask them to stop, or do I tell this person he can't come or she can't come in and work out? What's the choice going to be?
Stop using alcohol. That's what my answer would be, I guess.
Any other questions on items 28 through 36? Counselor Karski?
Going back to 29, I'm along the same line of reasoning that Counselor Rolfing is pursuing, I guess. Lori, why the stipulation that no one on the premises? I mean, there's plenty of restaurants and other places in town that allow the consumption of alcohol when there's people under the age of 21 in there.
That is a great question, and I'm going to defer that to Mike Cooper with the Planning Office, because that was a stipulation that was set by the Planning Commission.
Thank you, Lori. I'm Mike Cooper with City Planning and Building Services. For the public's benefit, a special use permit is a terminology that's in our city zoning ordinance. Certain types of uses have to go through that review process. And since this is an alcohol-related use, it did go through the City Planning Commission for consideration prior to coming to you for the actual license. And as we reviewed this with the applicant, because there wasn't this physical separation as we're discussing tonight, this was our recommendation and the Planning Commission's recommendation in terms of following their management plan, that if they're going to be limited to serving alcohol during certain hours, which is what they said that they would be willing to do, that during those hours that they would be serving alcohol, nobody under the age of 21 would be allowed to come in. And so as part of their management plan, they have to monitor that so that anybody under the age of 21 would just not be allowed to enter the premise. So there wouldn't be this commingling going on.
Counselor Rolfing.
Mike, they just told me that they were going to do it the exact opposite way.
Right. So I guess
It
I'll
appears
ask
to me
them.
they don't have a very good plan put in place.
I'll defer back to the
Yeah.
applicant to maybe.
Let me ask you one other question, if I may.
Counselor.
And that is, you said there's going to be a separation, or you had indicated that
There would not be a physical separation.
You said there
which
would
is
not
why
be a physical. Okay.
We put in the stipulation. This is a stipulation of the special use permit, so it is a requirement.
Okay.
Unless the council would choose to amend that.
Counselor Anderson.
Mike, you might want to stay up here, too.
Sure.
Okay, restricting and serving and consumption only during staffing hours. So now, is this business going to be from 8 till 10, or is it going to be like a 24-hour club like other workout facilities too?
I'll let the applicant.
It's 24 hours, yes.
Okay, and then during the time that it is not staffed, how are you securing the alcohol?
It's locked in coolers and refrigerators. It's monitored with cameras too.
Other questions or comments? Any other questions for items 28 through 36? Thank you, gentlemen. Is there anyone from the audience that wishes to comment on items 28 through 36? Is there a motion to approve items 28 through 36 with one vote?
Madam Chair, I
Councilor
would move
Rolfing?
that we remove items 29 and 30 and vote on them separately.
Second, Erpenbach.
I have a motion by Councilor Rolfing and a second by Councilor Erpenbach to remove items, was it 29 and 30?
Correct.
Is there any discussion? If not, all those that are in favor of removing the items will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
That motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair,
Councilor
I
Erpenbach.
would move approval on items 28 and then 31 through 36.
Second, Rolfing.
We have a motion by Councilor Erpenbach, a second by Councilor Rolfing to approve items 28 and 31 through 36. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
That motion is approved 7-0. Items 29 and 30.
Madam Chair,
Councilor
I'd
Erpenbach.
move approval of items 29 and 30.
I'll second that.
We have a motion to approve items 29 and 30. A motion by Councilor Erpenbach, a second by Councilor Brown. Is there any further motions or comments?
Maybe a question
Councilor Brown.
for Mike Cooper, please. And then if the applicants would come up right behind him, because I have some other questions there too. Mike, are we allowed at all to limit this to 21-year-olds in the gym itself, in this facility?
I believe you could, as part of the licensing request.
Gentlemen, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, and whether that's a possibility or something that you would agree to.
I guess we've talked about it before, if, because we're such an upscale fitness club that our memberships are pretty expensive, I think that's why we have no a younger crowd isn't coming to the club. I don't know if
I agree.
was considered, so it's a possibility.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Counselor Rolfing.
I'm just not feeling right about this. I don't think the business plan is put together quite right yet, guys, that it's ready for this. I don't think the planning is right on it, that the ability to restrict the people that are coming into this business is going to be right either way, whether we restrict it to 21 or whether we don't. And for that reason alone, I think it would be good for you to go back, put your thinking caps back on, see how you can maybe restrict an area in your club better, and do something along those lines rather than leave it open and just try to restrict the people coming into the club in general. And for that reason, I think I'm going to vote no on this and urge my other counselors to do the same. Come back with a better business plan, and I think you might have some better luck.
Councilor Erpenbach.
I guess I would beg to differ that we don't know what their business plan is. All that we have is the application for the retail wine and retail malt beverage licenses, and it very clearly, in the agenda anyway, says that they weren't going to allow people under the age of 21 on the premises when alcohol is being served. I tend to agree with Councilor Brown that if we added that stipulation that if it's legal for us to do that, to say 21-year-olds just need not apply, I'm leaning more that direction, but I'd like to hear what others have to say.
Madam Chair.
I have Councilor Jameson.
Yeah, if the applicant is willing to accept that stipulation, I think it would be a good idea for you to do that. Get your business running. And if you feel like you're missing a segment of the market because you're excluding individuals under the age of 21, then you're going to need to probably revise your setup and how you're managing the liquor and controlling the alcohol. A better management plan convinced to us, then maybe we could remove that stipulation. But I like the idea of starting it with that stipulation allowed that Councilor Brown is recommending, perhaps, and get these guys going.
Councilor Brown.
I'm prepared to make amendment, but before I do that, I'd just like to hear from the city attorney if he has any concerns about doing that.
I don't have any, Councilor Brown. I would defer to Mr. Cooper if there are any particular planning issues, but I'm not aware of any off the top of my head. He's shaking his head no as well.
Well, then I will move to amend items 29 and 30 by striking the words after premises. So the last sentence would read that no one under the age of 21 is allowed on the premises for both item 29 and 30.
Do I have a second?
Second, Anderson.
We have a motion by Councilor Brown to amend with a second by Councilor Anderson. Are there any other motions or comments? Councilor Rolfing.
I'm still leaning, and I probably will vote no on that, simply because the planning that has been shown so far of being able to card, do anything like that of people coming in, I can just about guarantee you that we're going to have them up when things go around, because that will happen, gentlemen. That will happen, and I heard nothing that said anything about carding or anything about that, other than we've got it up on our screen, and I don't see it. I don't see the ability there or the willingness to really put the restrictions on that I think need to come with this kind of responsibility that comes with this kind of a license. I don't see it, so that's where I'm at.
A motion to amend was made by Councilor Brown, seconded by Councilor Anderson, Jr. Is there any further discussion? Councilor Jameson.
I know you can probably tell that I work out a lot. I spend a lot of time in the gym, kind of like you guys. Buff. But if I remember right, anytime you come into the gym, you've got to show your card to get in, or you've got to swipe a card to get access into the building. So I would sense that there are some security measures in place You know, it is different. This is unique. It's a different concept. It's interesting and creative. I appreciate it. It's good. I do think that there are provisions to protect the facility based on what I know about gyms. So I would urge support.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion to amend will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
No.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
The motion passes 6-1. All those in approving items 29 and 30 as amended, is there any further discussion? If not, those in favor will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
No.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
The motion passes 6-1. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now go on to item number 37.
Deferred action from the meeting of January 17, 2012, first reading and ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, rezoning property at 1701 East 54th Street North from the I-1 Light Industrial District to the I-2 Heavy Industrial District, petition number 2011-1108, and amending the official zoning map of the City of Sioux Falls. Planning Commission recommends approval.
This is a petition submitted by Dave Van Tol representing Vanderhiggs. This is up in the North Cliff Avenue area. There's an existing truck salvage operation on the east side of Cliff Avenue. This particular request is to rezone approximately 16 acres of land directly to the east of the existing salvage operation that would be utilized for additional outdoor storage as well as part of the business operation. The applicant is required to rezone this to I-2 zoning along with a future conditional use permit in order to allow for the expansion of the truck salvage operation. One of the considerations of this has also been the potential for vacating a portion of the National Avenue right-of-way. And the reason that we initially deferred this first reading is so that we could have further discussions with the petitioner as well as with the Engineering Division of Public Works to talk about the National Avenue. The applicant would like to move forward with the rezoning to set the second reading and date of hearing for the March 5th council meeting. And along with that, City Engineering will be taking through the process with you the petition to consider the vacation of a portion of right-of-way of National Avenue.
Are there any questions for Director Cooper on item number 37? If not, is there a motion to set a hearing date and second reading for Monday, March 5th at 7 p.m.?
So move Anderson.
Second Karski.
Councilor Anderson moves and Councilor Karski seconds a motion to set the hearing date and second reading for Monday, March 5th, 2012 at 7 p.m. Are there any further motions or comments? If not, all of those in favor of the motion will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Item number 38.
Second reading and ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, providing supplemental appropriations. Washington Pavilion, $30,000.
Councilor Anderson Jr.
Thank you. This is an effort to create some areas within the hallways of the pavilions around the Great Hall. Little areas of being able to showcase local art or what other projects a pavilion can come up with. Right now, as saw last week in presentation, those hallways are pretty much unutilized and actually have space behind them that can be utilized for this effort. And I hope that this would be the first step in creating a project to create many more of these in both the north and south hallways, so that local artists would have a place to showcase their talent. Local groups would have display areas. With this first display, we are looking at moving the South Dakota African American History Museum in there as the first tenant, and giving them an opportunity to showcase a lot of untold South Dakota history. I believe we have Larry Toll and maybe somebody from his staff also to speak on this.
Mr. Toll, would you like to come forward and speak to this item?
Madam Chair, members of the Council, I'm Larry Toll, President of the Washington Pavilion. To echo what Councilor Anderson has said, we've got, if on the south side of the Summerville Hall in the Belbus entrance is a fairly long hallway that is really, it's long, it's boring, we're trying to add some interest to it, and in a number of the areas there's a void behind those walls that would give us the opportunity to expand offerings, add interest, and getting the South Dakota African American History Museum's collection out from behind locked doors today and getting it in a place where we can act, where people can see it. The collection is a great collection, and the museum board will change it out so we'll have a variety of things happening, and I think it just adds another area of interest in the Washington Pavilion. I'm also working with the class of 1961. They want to put some cabinets in there as well, so we have additional items of interest, and with the 30,000 we can do at least part of the, we can do all of the south area in a 40-foot area and part of the north, we think, and we'll stretch that money as far as we can so we can have as much interest as possible. Another piece we're doing is we have a racking system we're putting up in the wall, the back wall of Leonardo's, the cafeteria, where additional local art can be hung, so we'll have a variety of different shows, a variety of different interests to add to what we have today.
Councilor Jameson.
Larry, thanks for coming. And do you think it's appropriate to do a section at a time, or would we be better off to do a whole bunch of these and then fill them? Or is it okay to build them as we need them?
The class of 61 is paying it themselves. So they have a cabinet maker that is they're working with that is, I think, a class member. So he has been most helpful in getting that done. So theirs is covered. I think we'll take the $30,000, and we've already got some contractors that are willing to give us some price breaks on this to help the museum out. And so we'll stretch that as far as we possibly can.
But you'll make sure that everything is cohesive and looks the same?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Are there any other questions for Mr. Toll? Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak to item 38? Is there a motion to adopt item number 38?
So move, Anderson.
Second, Rolfing.
We have a motion by Councilor Anderson, a second by Councilor Rolfing. Are there any further motions or comments? Councilor Anderson.
I also want to state that the funds that are being used for this project come from our entertainment tax fund budget, and that is earmarked for improvements to the pavilion, several other city facilities. So this is not going to change any road projects or anything else that would be in our regular CIP. This is using money that is earmarked for projects like this. Thank you.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor will vote yes. Those opposed to the motion will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski?
Yes.
Rolfing?
Yes.
Aguilar?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Jameson?
Yes.
The motion passes 7-0. Item number 39.
Second reading, an ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, amending the revised ordinances of the city by creating an operations committee of the City Council.
Counselor Erpenbach?
Well, just a reminder that this is just following up on changes that we've made in terms of adding one more committee to ordinance. We already have several committees that are stated in ordinance, and this just adds that operations committee that will kind of oversee staff and help us make sure that our policies and procedures are being followed within the City Council. So I'd urge your support.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to item 39? If not, is there a motion to adopt item 39?
Move to approve.
Second, Erpenbach.
We have a motion by Counselor Jamison, a second by Counselor Erpenbach to approve item number 39. Is there any further discussion? If not, those in favor will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no.
Council members Karski?
Yes.
Rolfing?
Yes.
Aguilar?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Item number 40.
First reading, an ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, rezoning property at East Arrowhead Parkway and South Powderhouse Road from the AG Agricultural District to the C4 Plan Commercial District. Petition number 2011-0105, and amending the official zoning map of the City of Sioux Falls. Planning Commission recommends approval.
This is a petition submitted by Tom Hine, owner of this property. It consists of just over 40 acres. It is directly to the east of Menards. And this is a property that was annexed into the city limits a number of years ago when we were looking at a major commercial development to the east of this that was going to be called the Galleria. At that time, Mr. Hine was involved in terms of looking at the future development of this area, along with the developers of what's now known as the Dolly Farm Village. So this is an intersection that we have shown in our comprehensive plan as being a major regional commercial development area. When the property was annexed, Mr. Hine chose at the time to keep it zoned as residential and agricultural. There's residents there as well as a horse farm, but now Mr. Hine is asking it to be zoned for future commercial development. And we also would be working with him or other developers in the future on the future access for both Powderhouse Road on the west side of the property and Highway 42 on the south side of the property.
Are there any questions regarding item 40? Counselor Karski.
Changing the zoning from, you said, residential and agricultural to commercial, what kind of uses can go in on a commercial?
Under commercial, it would be primarily retail.
Okay, so it'd
Yeah.
be stores. Okay.
Right, that's what he's anticipating is something similar to the Dolly Farm Village concept for
thank you.
retail.
Any other questions for Director Cooper on item 40? If not, is there a motion to set a hearing date and second reading for Monday, March 5th, 2012?
So move Anderson.
Second, Karski.
Counselor Anderson moves, and Counselor Karski seconds to set a hearing date for a second reading and hearing date for Monday, March 5th, 2012. All those in favor will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no.
Council members Karski?
Yes.
Rolfing?
Yes.
Aguilar?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Erpenbach?
Yes.
Jamison?
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0. Item number 41.
First reading, an ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, rezoning property at East 10th Street and 6 Mile Road from the O Office District and RC Recreation Conservation District to the O Office District and RC Recreation Conservation District, petition number 2011-0111, and amending the official zoning map of the City of Sioux Falls. The Planning Commission recommends approval.
This is a petition submitted by Steve Van Buskirk, a developer representing the Fred Assam Memorial Edition. And this is in the northeast corner of both East 10th Street and 6 Mile Road. And it's just south of the Fred Assam Elementary School, which is in the Sioux Falls city limits, but is part of the Brandon Valley School District. Back in 2008, when this development plan was first presented, there was an area that included future office zoning as well as future recreation conservation to provide for stormwater drainage and detention. Since the property has begun developing And with the school now in place, the developer has taken another look at the buildable area at this intersection and has determined that the boundaries need to be amended of where a potential office could be constructed and where the stormwater detention needs to be provided. So essentially, we're reducing the number of acres of office by approximately 5, and we're increasing the acres of recreation conservation for stormwater drainage by 5 approximately.
Are there any questions regarding item 41?
Move approval, Rolfing.
Is there a second?
Second, Karski.
We have a motion by Councilor Rolfing with a second by Councilor Karski to set a hearing date for March 5th and a second reading on that date also. All those in favor will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no.
Council members Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing.
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Item number 42.
First reading, an ordinance of the City of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, approving the release of a portion of a permanent utility easement in Tract F of Highland Park Subdivision, Minnehaha County, South Dakota.
Good evening, Chad Hebe with the Engineering Division of Public Works. This item and a later item, number 46, are related. This permanent utility easement is in northeast Sioux Falls, between Cliff Avenue and I-229 and between Benson Road and 60th Street North. And more specifically, it is just on the west side of Eleanor Avenue between 60th Street North and 57th Street North. This easement does not contain public or private utilities and is no longer needed. The property owner plans to construct a building similar to and east of the existing building and is requesting this easement be released from his property.
Are there any questions on item 42? Is there a motion to set a hearing and second reading for Monday, March 12th at 7 p.m.?
So move Anderson.
Second, Jamison.
We have a motion by Councilor Anderson, a second by Councilor Jamison. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no.
Council members Karski.
Yes.
Rolfing.
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Item number 44.
A resolution amending the 2012-2016 capital program to add a new project, South Dakota Black History Museum exhibit in 2012.
Councilor Anderson?
I guess this continues from our earlier item, and that is to amend the CIP to allow the $30,000 to be spent in the pavilion to create the enclave to allow the museum to display.
Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak to item 44? Is there a motion to adopt item 44?
So move Anderson.
Second, Rolfing.
We have a motion by Councilor Anderson with a second by Councilor Rolfing. Are there any further motions or comments? If not, all those in favor of the motion will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no.
Council members Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing.
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Item number 45.
A resolution advising and giving consent to the appointment of members to certain citizen boards.
Would you like to read the names of those that are being appointed?
Mark Lamb to Mechanical Board of Appeals and Examiners. Don Clausen, Property Maintenance Board of Appeals.
Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak to item 45? Is there a motion to adopt item number 45?
So move Anderson.
Second, Erpenbach.
We have a motion by Councilor Anderson with a second by Councilor Erpenbach. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor will vote yes, all those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Item number 46.
A proposed resolution vacating the public right-of-way of North Eleanor Avenue from East 60th Street North to East 57th Street North.
Chad Heavy with the Engineering Division of Public Works. This right-of-way is in northeast Sioux Falls between 57th Street North and 60th Street North. The right-of-way is unimproved and does not contain utilities. If vacated, a utility easement will not be maintained. If vacated, the land will be used in the construction of a new building similar to the existing building. The petitioner has complied with our street vacation policy and will be present at the public hearing on March 12th to answer any of your questions. Previously, Eleanor Avenue has been vacated south of here from 57th Street South to 50th Street North. A neighborhood meeting was held on February 8th, and there was no opposition to the proposed vacation.
Are there any questions regarding item 46? Is there a motion to set a hearing date and second reading for Monday, March 12th at 7 p.m.?
So move, Anderson.
Second, Karski.
We have a motion by Counselor Anderson, a second by Counselor Karski. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor will vote yes, all those opposed will vote no to set the hearing date for March 12th at 7 p.m.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn. James.
Second, Karski.
We have,
Could I, one quick thing, are you the person who was supposed to get the proclamation? No, no problem. I'm wondering if we could give that to her now instead.
Yes.
Yes. No.
Thing. We appreciate it. As I said, I'm not going to read it again because I did struggle to pronounce some of the words as it was, but we just wanted on behalf of Mayor Mike Huther and the City Council to give you this proclamation for Multiple System Atrophy Awareness Month. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Counselor Erpenbach. We do have a motion to adjourn, a motion made by Counselor Jamison, second by Counselor Karski. All those in favor of the motion will vote yes, those opposed will vote no.
Councilmembers Karski,
Yes.
Rolfing,
Yes.
Aguilar,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Erpenbach,
Yes.
Jamison.
Yes.
The meeting is adjourned.